The IDF surprised Hamas in Shifa, officially eliminating a senior Hamas operative who was known as the shadow man of the terrorist organization. This is a major blow against the terrorist infrastructure of Hamas. I'm Yair Pinto, and this is your Boots on the Ground report about what is happening in Israel on the 165th day of the war against Hamas and Hezbollah. The IDF continues to operate in Shifa Hospital. In the last 24 hours, the Israeli Air Force carried out unusual strikes near the hospital in the northern Gaza Strip. IDF and Shin Bet forces entered the compound at night and immediately came under fire from Hamas terrorists from inside the hospital. In an intense exchange of fire, the Israeli forces managed to eliminate about 20 terrorists in close quarters battles inside the hospital. At the same time, a team of commando forces arrested terrorists around the hospital posing as medical staff and wounded people. In the operation in Shifa, the IDF succeeded in surprising the enemy and creating the conditions for his quick defeat, sparing the lives of our own soldiers as well as countless innocent civilians who Hamas was trying to use as human shields. This is a precise action that expresses cooperation between the various branches of the IDF in an unusual way. Naval commandos for the 13th Fleet raided the area in order to create a distraction. A short time later, the forces of the 401st Brigade's combat team arrived in a few minutes and encircled the Shifa hospital area in order to provide cover and protection for the complex operation.
בשלב הזה זיהינו לא מעט חמושים וחשודים ניסו להימלט ממתחם בית החולים. אנחנו מבינים שחמאס משתמש באוכלוסייה ובתשתית בית החולים כמחסה וכמפלט.
Battalion 52 led the encirclement using the tanks and quickly provided protection to the forces inside and to the additional forces that prevented terrorists from escaping. This also prevented Hamas from trying to use reinforcements into the battle zone. Special operators from the Shin Bet were also involved in the operation, successfully eliminating one of their main targets in the Gaza Strip, Faiq Mabhouh, who was the head of the Internal Security Operations Directorate of the terrorist organization Hamas. Part of his job was to organize the security of the humanitarian aid trucks, and he used this as an opportunity to steal the aid on those trucks for Hamas instead of distributing it to the population of the Gaza Strip. It is believed that the elimination of Mabhouh is part of the Israeli attempts to eliminate the civil infrastructure of Hamas in the Gaza Strip and thus eliminate Sinwar's shadow army that supports his fighters, thus cutting off the oxygen pipe of the Hamas leader in Gaza. Look, the IDF arrived in Shifa to catch the terrorists who participated in, carried out, and planned the massacre in the surrounding Israeli communities on October 7th. We did not come to harm the sick, we came to catch the terrorists and defeat Hamas. This is the truth that much of the world's media is trying to hide, obscure, and deny. So please help us get this truth out by sharing our videos on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on social media. And please don't forget to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. In a related story, Israel's government has not yet officially confirmed that Marwan Issa, who's number 3 in Hamas Gaza, was neutralized in the strike operation led by the IDF and the Shin Bet earlier this week in the Nusrit camp in the center of Gaza Strip. But in the United States, on Monday evening, an official statement clearly said that Muhammad Def's deputy was neutralized in an Israeli operation. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu hinted at this, and since then, the indications have increased. But who is or was Marwan Issa? 59-year-old Marwan Issa is or was the deputy head of the military wing of Hamas and one of the founders of the organization. He became known as the Man of the Shadows and the right-hand man of Muhammad Death, and is a member of the political and military bureau of Hamas. He was detained during the First Intifada for 5 years due to his activities in Hamas, which he joined at a young age. But he was not only a security problem for Israel. The Palestinian Authority also arrested and imprisoned him. He was only released from the Palestinian Authority prison system with the outbreak of the Second Intifada. In Israel, they said that as long as he lives, the psychological warfare with Hamas will continue. Issa was known as one of the Hamas leaders who knew about and planned the surprise attacks on October 7th. If he's indeed eliminated, this is a severe blow for Hamas, as he was a key strategic planner for this terrorist organization. Under the title of his position as head of the Ministry of Works, he held a central role in the Hamas movement, in a broader sense than the military aspect. Beyond that, he was inside the inner circle of Yahya Sinwar, the leader of Hamas in the Gaza Strip. Like Sinwar and other Hamas leaders, Issa believed that the main goal, or jihad, of the Palestinians is to destroy the Jews and turn the Middle East into an Islamic caliphate. And therefore, the hatred toward Israel is intense. Israel is doing its part to defeat these plans, and we are on our way to victory. On the way to this victory, we have already eliminated several senior Hamas leaders in Gaza. We have also neutralized and arrested many others in Judea and Samaria, and even in Lebanon and beyond. We will continue until we have eliminated all of them, even to the highest levels of the organization. No one is immune. We will reach everyone. With that in mind, please continue to support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel and sharing our videos with your friends. You can also support us by financially donating and help us creating more quality videos about what is happening in Israel. The thing we need most in this region is God. So please continue to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Shifting our focus now to the campaign against terrorism on Israel's northern border. Media portals in Syria reported in the last 24 hours that a large number of explosions were heard near the capital city of Damascus. These reports attributed the explosions to Israeli airstrikes on depots of Iranian-supplied weapons belonging to the Lebanese terrorist group Hezbollah. The reports also included accusations that Israel had hit military sites in the El Kalmoun area, which is located near Damascus. This was the second night in a row with an attack attributed to Israel in Syria. Yesterday, it was reported about an attack aimed at the targets of the terrorist organization Hezbollah in the Damascus suburb of Yabrud and in the area of El Kalmoun near the border with Lebanon. This is taking place against a backdrop of deadly exchanges of fire between IDF units and Hezbollah terrorists along the border between Israel and Lebanon. To sum up today's report, Hamas's leader in the Gaza Strip, Yahya Sinwar, has a goal to delay everything as much as possible to lead to a situation of filth and disease in the Gaza Strip, which will cause the world to pressure Israel to stop the fighting. Israel's goal is to eliminate the civil infrastructure that supports Hamas in the Gaza Strip and thus eliminate Sinwar's shadow army and cut off the oxygen pipe to the Hamas leadership in Gaza. This is a difficult and time-consuming process because Hamas has an extensive civil infrastructure in Gaza as well as in Judea and Samaria. This network of civil institutions is called the Diva Arei. These organizations operate in the public arena by operating clinics, giving cash payments, distributing food, establishing schools, and under the influence of welfare activities, it mobilizes many supporters for Hamas. This is how it recruits terrorists and spreads their worldview. Hezbollah in Lebanon has a similar set of civil institutions that is also being used for the same purpose. They also receive enormous support from Iran, but that's a subject for another time. The IDF will continue to be the tip of the spear as Israel moves against these terrorist forces. The members of the Hamas leadership are being relentlessly pursued, forced to move from place to place, always looking over their shoulders, knowing they're being hunted. This serves Israel and conveys a message that at every opportunity we will act to eliminate the terrorists. Thank you for watching this video. Please continue to pray for the peace of Israel, the IDF soldiers, and for all this region, that God will control and bring peace to all of us. Thank you for your support, and together we will win.
Hello, this is Mati here in Jerusalem with TBN Israel.
This is Yair Pinto from TBN Israel here in Jerusalem. TBN Israel is keeping viewers informed with Israel-focused news, culture, and what God is doing in this land.
Support TBN Israel today online at tbn.org/Israel. Thank you.